Hi guys, my name is Omid Balori. I'm a systems engineer with EMC. Been with the company for about 3 years or so. Service the LA area amongst others. Today I wanted to go over our new product line called Unity. It's our mid-tier array. Anyone familiar with EMC? Anyone heard of us? Anyone a customer? Customer, cool. So we've been in the industry for 20 plus years, servicing global markets across the board. From storage to backups to VMware is one of our brands. We'll be soon part of the Dell family in about a month or so. We're merging with Dell if you guys haven't read the news there. This is our latest and greatest product. We announced it at EMC World back in May. This, if you're familiar with our Clarion or VNX lines, this essentially will replace that product set over time. So it's a kind of a built up from the ground up to support this platform here. So nowadays, we're finding our customers asking us for different things than they were a few years back. We want our storage arrays to be simple, modern, flexible, and affordable. These 4 pillars I'll go over throughout the entire slide deck here, and we'll focus in on how this platform meets these requirements. So our Unity family array really come in 2 different flavors. We have an all-flash version and a hybrid version. There are 4 different members in each family, the 300, 400, 500, and 600. If you see an F next to it, that's flash. The other side is hybrid. We'll go into the details on what is what here and how these differ. We also have a couple other solutions here. We have a virtual edition of this platform, which would be appropriate for remote offices, testing and development environments. It comes in sort of a Red Hat model where you can use it for free to a certain capacity, and it's also supportable through a service contract, so you have the options there. And also we'll dig into our converged offering. Our sister company, VCE, offers our array in their fully converged architecture. So I'll first start with the pillar of simplicity. We've streamlined a lot of the processes that we used to have. We used to have licensing packages of different pieces and parts. Now it's all inclusive. Whatever features you use under our arrays, whether it's local protection, replication, any of the software sets are included in the box day one. There's no separate license, there's no capacity license, it's all inclusive. Truly rack and stack and configure in 15 minutes. That's not a marketing blurb, it is super simple. Matter of plugging in a couple IP addresses, hitting go, it's up and running and serving data pretty instantly. HTML5, we've got rid of the whole Java requirement, which I'm sure customers like you might have been frustrated with in years past. Any browser would work in this environment. Of course, we integrate well with VMware, VMware being one of our brands. All of our arrays, especially this one, do integrate directly with it. We also have support from Microsoft and OpenStack, amongst other platforms for virtualization. Here is the GUI, and I'll dig into it in a few slides later. The whole key here is simplicity. Single pane of glass for support, single pane of glass for administration, and our newest piece is called Cloud IQ. You can manage the health and the behavior of your array from your smartphone anywhere outside of the core data center. So the actual performance and metrics are hosted, and you can get to it anywhere, any place. A new piece of the pie there. We also offer it, of course, on premises, but option there is included. So as far as the modernization here, we can do about 300,000 IOPS in 2U of capacity. In years past, we had a pretty big footprint to have a base array. You had the controllers, you had the NAS components, you had battery backups. Everything, including the first 25 drive, is in 2 rack units. So we're quite dense. We can do today 80 terabytes of flash in a 2U capacity. In about a few months, that'll be double. It'll be about 160 terabytes usable in 2U. By the end of the year, we'll be in the 300 range of capacities usable in 2U. And of course, you can scale above that and add more and more capacity. And of course, cost is always a factor. So between data reduction models as well as high capacity drives, you have the ability to be pretty cost effective in the marketplace. Data services are quite important to users out there, whether it's a VMware workload, OpenStack workload, Microsoft. We have full integration with all three of them. I mentioned the UI is now HTML5. You can access it directly that way. Full RESTful APIs for those of you that are doing any kind of automation. The APIs are fully published, so you can build this into your other software-defined workloads. I mentioned we have an all-flash or a hybrid version. We have a virtual version, which is perfect for remote offices or test development areas. And of course, our customers are asking us more and more for fully converged architectures. They don't want to buy storage from us, they want to buy a fully engineered stack. So our sister company, VCE, offers our arrays with Cisco hardware, Cisco UCS, Cisco Nexus, as a fully contained engineered solution. Any protocol. So within one pool of storage, whether that storage is all flash or spinning disk or a mixture of both, we can carve up NAS, whether that's CIFS or NFS. We can carve up Block, and we can carve up Vblock, which is VMware's new, possibly preferred method of storage utilization on an array. Now, all three of these are in the same pool. There is no separation of the actual capacities into dedicated pools. It all shares from the same. Traditional file workloads I mentioned, NFS, CIFS, for VMware Hyper-V, and of course traditional workloads that we were used to in the world of SQL, Oracle, things like that. It's good for both transactional workloads and analytical workloads. Unity All-Flash has some advantages. Most of it is around density as far as performance and capacity goes. Again, 80 terabytes in 2 rack units. They'll be 160 in a month or two, and up to 300 terabytes in 2U around the corner as drives become more and more dense. We started at 18K price point for the all-flash array. If your requirements are relatively small from a capacity standpoint, 18K is pretty attractive. All flash performance at a reasonable price. Last but not least are inline efficiencies. So we've built in services to offer inline compression and post-process deduplication. So with a little bit of flash, you can get a lot of mileage out of those programs. A couple of things we offer with our all-flash model. How many of you have dealt with vendors that try to gouge you on years 4 and 5 for support? It's really been a tactic for a lot of us in this industry to be able to refresh models. We generally don't want to have customers sit on old hardware. We want to tell you at years 4 and 5 it's cheaper to replace it than service it. With the advent of all flash, that's no longer the case. Our operational overheads go down with flash because they last much longer than the spinning disk, have a much useful life. Therefore, we can do a lifetime price protection model on support, meaning years 4, 5, 6, 7 are the same cost as years 1, 2, and 3 for support. Flash drives last longer, they fail less often, so we can pass the savings on the customer base. It's a huge, huge thing for the industry. Also, we have a lifetime flash endurance protection. Flash, when not used properly, has a useful life. You can only write to it a certain amount of times. We're confident that we've architected it that will support you even outside of a service contract for the flash drives for the life of the product that we have. So we expect it to be about 10 years. So within 10 years, we still support the flash drives in the array. Pretty big thing there. Unity Hybrid, the story here is really density. We use up to 6 terabyte spinning disks. We have the combination of both spinning disk and flash in this model. Automated tiering will make your workloads basically adjust accordingly to that. And price points. We start below 10K on this platform. So for smaller environments where it makes sense, where all flash is 18K, for Unity, Unified, starts at about 10K or so. So pretty good entry there. I mentioned a lot of our customers are asking us less to provide them with storage solutions and truly want end-to-end engineered solutions. We're seeing a pretty massive growth in the marketplace for this. In this particular platform, the Vblock, it consists of EMC storage, Cisco UCS servers, and Cisco Nexus and MDS switching for Ethernet and Fabric. Of course, you can buy these products yourself, put them together in a data center, and that could take months to get up and running. This ships in 40 days in a rack, ready to go, fully configured. All you do is plug in your Ethernet, and you're done. The more important thing is days 90, day 100, day 300, when you're maintaining this gear and trying to patch and support different technologies, they do all of it. It's a fully engineered solution, meaning VCE is on the hook for supporting the entire stack. It's not your job anymore. It gets you out of the data center mess of operational overhead. Also, for support, you have a challenge with your environment, you call VCE. They support the VMware stack, the Cisco stack, the EMC stack. Single support. That's unheard of. Usually it's SAN vendor pointing the finger at VMware saying it's a Cisco problem, and you've all been on the phones with vendors kind of pointing the fingers. That all goes away with VCE. So it's a pretty compelling story here. As far as data protection and replication, these have the ability to do built-in synchronous and asynchronous replication, meaning we can have a all-flash array in production replicating to a hybrid in a DR site. Sister office can replicate any direction, and even our VSAs, our virtual instances, can replicate back and forth. So you have choice is ultimately the plan here. Within any of the family, we have the ability to replicate single direction, bidirection, asynchronous, and synchronous wherever it makes sense. All built into the platform, all built in licensing. There is no separate cost to make this happen. Comes on day one. Back to the slide deck, we talked about these 4 pillars. Here's really what our customers are saying to us as far as why this platform is better than what we've done and better than anyone else is doing in the marketplace. Simplicity is key. Honestly, that is not a marketing term. I'm an engineer. I've been in your shoes. I've been on the customer side of trying to make some of these products work. It truly is a 15-minute install end to end. You rack the system, turn it on, put in a couple IP addresses, you're ready to go. Our file system, we have the ability to do 64 terabyte file systems now. We can shrink and grow file systems on the fly. HTML5 has been a pain point of myself as a former customer. Java's been a pain point of mine as a customer. Now with HTML5, that all goes away. Any platform. Replication. Having a built-in replication technology makes things a lot simpler. I don't need a third party to replicate. It's built into the platform. And of course, the APIs. For those of you that are a little more advanced than the traditional houses and are doing some sort of software automation, fully built in, RESTful APIs.